Yeah, this is it. This is a 1 versus 1 between Albert and T-Boy. Apparently their record stands at 1-1, but that's not how Albert claims it. But if we're going to suggest, nay, say that it is 1-1 between the two players, then this surely is the penultimate game. The ultimate game. This is the one. This is the decider. Brilliant. Let's go. T-Boy getting human. He's selected random and he's going for his human build. Meanwhile, Albert is probably selected human in the first place. So he's sitting there with his yellow, bright yellow. Can't see. Oh, that hurts to look at. I'll look over here for the moment. There we go. Let my eyes adjust a bit. There we are. Okay, so both players obviously doing a very similar build right now. Just the altar and barracks. 2 farms though here for T-Boy. Let's see how the builds sort of differentiate. I don't think you need that farm yet, but T-Boy's keen. He's keen to get this started. Albert doesn't know what race he is though at the moment, but he'll do this build anyway. Looks like Archmage, as you'd expect for human. It's a pretty damn crucial hero for human, Archmage. It's because of the brilliance aura, really. So you can't really not go Archmage in serious games. Although I wouldn't call this a serious game, but you know what I mean. Footman and Archmage as well. Whose Archmage is winning? Oh, it's so close, but I think T-Boy is actually just ahead on the Archmage count. It looks like that farm should be a bit closer, but I think that will block off heroes at least, that gap. But units will be able to feed through there, as they can feed through these points. Not grunts though, anything bigger than a footman can't feed through there. Interesting scout by Albert there. T-Boy getting ready to do his little green boy here. Albert already on it. What item is he going to get? Is this going to become battle between of the items? So Albert's obviously got the best item he could get here, Mantle of Intelligence. That's going to increase the DPS and just work for the Archmage in so many ways. T-Boy didn't go for the green spot. He's moved straight over to this camp, which is doable, but if you can get Mantle of Intelligence, it's a good clause of attack +6. It's okay, but not so good for Archmage. Mantle of Intelligence +3 beats clause of attack +6 any day of the week for an Archmage. Easy. Nice bit of water elemental micro here from Albert, although that's going to be the end of that one. Oh, down it goes. Oh, down it goes. But it's alright, he's pretty much cleared off this camp. T-Boy spotting the scout from Albert. Archmage could potentially stay on that, or he could concentrate on creeping, and I assume you have to concentrate on creeping all the time. Yes, that's a good point. Human will win this game. But then again, the problem is human will also lose this game. Oh dear, that water elemental wasn't looking so healthy. And Albert is that? I was thought, no, you can't be trying to creep that. I was going to say that would be very adventurous, to say the least, to try and creep that camp at the moment. Not quite ready for it yet. He's going for these little spots, hoping to get maybe another Mantle of Intelligence. Let's see what drops. Oh, Slippers of Agility, pretty terrible. Okay, so Gloves of Haste, Slippers of Agility and Mantle of Intelligence. Rather strange bunch. And T-Boy not looking so healthy with the items. But there are a couple of weak units for him to pick on here, including the Water Elemental. We'll get the experience for that. Both Archmages sitting at halfway through the level 2 point. If T-Boy could get another Footman kill, that would be good for him. Very good for him. Ah. Well, there it is. Look at these. There's the fault. So Albert's getting ready to heal himself up. Is T-Boy going to chase him down, or is he going to try to creep somewhere else? It's like the outside bits are the only realistic areas you can do. How far? Oh, the tech has just begun for T-Boy. And Albert's tech is 3/4 of the way through. He builds this tower over here because of the entrance really on this map. This could be a problem if T-Boy disconnects. Luckily, he came back in there, but that could have been a problem. So the tower can reach pretty much anyone that tries to enter this base, but obviously it's very vulnerable on the outside as well. No lumber mill here. No lumber mill there. Where's T-Boy gone? Oh, he's over here. I see. He tried to take his chances of getting a creep camp here, but because that one's closest to Albert is more than likely already taken. Looks like Albert's going for a neutral hero here. Second hero's got the money, he's got the wood, he's got the food cap, and it's Panda that's going to be strong. Panda with Brilliance Aura is pretty darn good, to be honest, because the Panda's spells are amazing. They're like on the same wavelength as Tauren Chieftain in terms of effectiveness. The Shockwave is obviously, you know, very similar to Breath of Fire. Drunken Haze isn't exactly War Stomp, but Drunken Haze is amazing. I mean, it's sick. I think it's kind of an imbalanced spell, to be honest. I think it's very underrated because of the miss rate that it allows you, or rather the miss rate that it puts on the enemy units. It's just, I think the percentages are just too high. I can't check and let you know what they are, but believe me, it's just crazy strong. Strong enough that sometimes I feel tempted to go Drunken Haze first, especially in mirror match situations. Looks like Albert doesn't like this shop. Oh, there's a lumber mill. He's not going to get the repair on that. T-Boy, yes, needs to spend some cash. Breath of Fire going down, hitting a lot of stuff. There's a lot of water elementals here for Albert. 3 at least, one's just gone down. That's because of the timer more than anything, most likely. No more water elementals left for Albert for a while though, because of his mana being quite low. T-Boy running down a bit, he's also low on mana. Getting himself into a new position. So Albert's keeping the pressure on. Doesn't really want to lose this farm because he's got too much gold. He needs to spend it. He needs the food cap in order to actually be able to make more units. It looks like Breath of Fire is really messing T-Boy up here, but the Arcane Tower manages to slip in a few extra hits there against the Panda, which is a nice touch. But the farm is just under constant harassment. Second hero coming out for T-Boy, but he's a long way away. It's the Mountain King. He could change the battle, but not anytime soon. Not until he's actually decided to get out of that Altar of Kings. Oh, looks like T-Boy's starting to rush down some buildings now, getting those resources going down, because you can see his food cap has gone down. He's now stuck. He can't make any more footmen, even if he wants to. He's capped on that. Cannot afford to lose this altar as well. If he loses this altar, he may as well just leave at this point. It's good pressure from Albert, but I think he's pretty much run out of mana and the pressure that he can apply. He may try a couple more hits, but he'll have to get back out of here eventually, I think. He can't stay here forever. Priest will help though. I'm not going to argue with you there. Priest will definitely help keep him in this. I think he's going to push his luck for as long as he can, which is probably the right thing to do, because there's not anywhere else left to creep at this point. Not that he necessarily knows that, but you can assume that nearby the creep camps have been taken. So Albert's just going to keep on applying pressure. Arcane Sanctums are down. T-Boy's got some money to spend, but he needs those farms up first. I'd like to see some spell breakers. That'd be a nice touch. Maybe Sorks first. I don't know. I'm not really a human player, so what would you do in this situation? So 1 versus 1. This is what's happening. You're against Albert. He's doing this to you. What unit do you bring out of the Arcane Sanctum? Spellbreaker, Priest, or Sorceress? I would imagine it was between Spellbreaker, ooh, Archmage getting himself stuck there, and Sorceress. Looks like this is a good way to get Albert out of your base. Force a TP, use it at the last second, just to get any extra DPS you can out. And T-Boy manages, after a long time, to push Albert away. And it looks like Priests are coming out. Well, that kind of makes sense, to heal yourself up. That's assuming that Albert was going to TP in the first place. But that works out for him, actually, those priests, because he can get them to work basically on those footmen straight away, whereas Sorks wouldn't do anything at this point. But in that situation, I still would have gone Sorks personally myself, and then Spellbreakers. At least get a couple of slows down just to really you know, the slow lasts a long time, so it gives you enough time to get some spell breakers out, and slow is still probably going to be on the enemy unit. These gargantuan sea turtles do like to target the weakest units, so you've got to be real careful with any vulnerable units nearby, because he will chomp at them, chomp at the bit. He goes down though. Archmage is now getting bitten quite harshly. Priests are here though, that's good. Let's get a priest assigned to the Archmage. What's it going to be? Great. Oh. Normally, that's the kind of item I get on my Demon Hunter. Potion of Greater Mana. But that is a damn good item for either the Archmage or the Panda. Preferably the Panda. This is assuming that you want to focus on him using Breath of Fire. Because level 3 is a good time. If you can get the Panda to level 3, he can get level 2 Breath of Fire, and he'll get so many out. He'll just obliterate footmen if there's any there. But if there's spell breakers, then which there are, the Breath of Fire is going to be a lot weaker unless he can hit casters potentially. T-Boy's sitting at 3 and 2, so he's doing okay. But what's Albert sitting at? 3 and 2. So actually, T-Boy isn't so far behind here. I'd definitely say he's slightly behind, but not totally behind. I don't think this is a good engagement for T-Boy. This is certainly a bad engagement. He needs to get out of this if he can, or maybe try some sort of neat trick to capitalize in this situation, but there's not much he can do which is going to favor him. This is a fight that favors Albert, and Albert knows it. He's even got Bloodlust. Must have stole it from the mobs. That's interesting. So these spellbreakers stole the Bloodlust from the creeps, put them onto the footman, and then Albert stole the Bloodlust that was on the footman and put them onto his footman. Ha! Kind of funny how that twisted around. He even managed to put it onto an Archmage, which is a lot more beneficial. I don't think you can manually target which unit benefits from the spell that you steal, which is an ability that spellbreakers have, and they pretty much automatically do it. But yeah, that's very strong. Putting it on the Archmage, especially with his Mantle of Intelligence. There's no TP though for Albert, and Panda gets himself a lesser vulnerability pot. I think he'll be able to kill the Sea Turtle in time, and then turn around to deal with T-Boy, but all the while longer T-Boy is falling behind. Needless to say, if you look on the minimap, there is an expansion going down for Albert. I'll just check in a moment to see if it's up yet. Oh my goodness, that is actually already up. So T-Boy is in a really bad spot, unless he can get like a really lucky surround on the Archmage and get a kill. I don't see how he can come back into this. It feels like a very gradual loss for T-Boy. But we will see. Some more spell breakers coming out. Albert's pressing into the base here. Going to take out another Arcane Vault quite comfortably. There's no way that the peasants can get down there and repair that in time. T-Boy is getting ready to buy some items from here because he knows this could be his last fight potentially. I don't think he bought anything, but he doesn't have the resources to do so anyway, so he's in trouble and he knows it. At this point, the farms, you don't want to lose them, but it's not going to hurt him that much because, like I say, I think this is going to be the last fight. Albert can get another water elemental out soon. These are powerful now. They're level 2 water elementals. Level 3 Panda, so he's going to have level 2 Breath of Fire. He's going to do a lot of damage. Not to so many spell breakers, but potentially to the heroes. So it's okay, but it's not too amazing in this situation when there's a lot of spell breakers out. Good way to counter the Panda, really, because he's quite dependent on his spells. He's a good all-rounder. He does good damage and can tank well, but he really does come through when he can hit a whole ton of units with his spells. Looks like we got Archmage sitting at the back. Has he got hit by any spell breakers? I haven't seen another water elemental come out. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, the stun goes down on the Panda, but there's not enough time to get a surround on it. Between the time anyway, Albert's responding to this and basically coming straight up with his spell breakers, basically denying any possible surround. Breath of Fire going down, a lot of units dying. Still effective against the militia at least, but it looks like the Panda, is that Panda eating? No, he's not eating the Arcane Tower. It looked like it was close. It was on a footman, I think. With the Arcane Tower, swapping between units frequently. T-Boy forced into the back of his base. Albert looking very strong right now. He's sitting on 65 food. T-Boy's sitting on 43 food, and it's just not looking good for T-Boy at all. I can't. Oh, I see. He's doing some silly thing at the back down here. I think he knows what's happened and he's just messing around at this point, but up until this point Albert handled the situation quite well, and it looks like as long as he just holds his position, doesn't get too greedy or make any big mistakes, there's no way that Albert can really come out the loser in this situation. And I don't think those towers are going to do that much either. He's going to try and teleport there, is he? But T-Boy's going to have to make sure he doesn't lose too many units, otherwise he's going to have nothing to teleport with. I kind of understand where he's going with this. It's kind of funny, but he's obviously never going to win doing this, but it's amusing because when you take it into account that Albert doesn't actually have a teleport, so he can't get back to his base comfortably or quickly to defend it. This would be good if, for example, T-Boy had tanks and it became a sort of siege race, the first to destroy a base race. So if he teleported with tanks, I know you wouldn't have tanks at this point, but just say for argument's sake, he could potentially win the game just by destroying the buildings. That's the only way to win this game now, really, because you're not going to beat Albert's army. Water elementals being picked off, that's one good thing at least. Because T-Boy can kite around here at the back of his base, it's not so easy for Albert to press in, and anytime he does try to press in even further, it looks like the arcane tower gets a few cheeky shots on his heroes, as long as T-Boy's paying attention to that. Panda getting cocky, it's all over the place, must be drinking again. So we got the Spellbreakers coming in on the Arcane Sanctum. They're starting to mess up. 1-1 upgrades. T-Boy sitting on 0-0 upgrades as well. So if it wasn't hard enough for T-Boy as it is, he's not as strong in any way. Albert looking for an opportunity to go for the Archmage. Decides to go for some units instead since the Archmage backs out. And the teleport goes down. Militia are being called and the teleport goes off over here. And this is it. T-Boy now wins the game. No. But we'll see how Albert responds to this. He could just kill the main, kill a couple of towers, leave a couple of Spellbreakers, run the Archmage or the Panda off to the shop, buy a TP and come back and deal with that very comfortably. Or he could just destroy the buildings. But then he'd still have to destroy these buildings in order to win. T-Boy is still sitting at level 3 and 2, and I imagine after that attack, Albert's done quite well. He's on 4 and 4. He's pretty high 4 on the Archmage as well. That Archmage gets level 5. That's level 3 water elementals. They are like, well, they're tanks. They're beasts. Like 975 health or something crazy like that. 41 to 91. 41 to 91. 41 to 49 damage, I believe. And possibly 2 armor, but probably 1. It's essentially like getting a Knight or an Abomination or whatever a Tauren is, some sort of tier 3 melee unit that has a slight bit of range. They're really, really good water elementals. Really, really good. Okay. Albert now responding to this. He didn't spot it at all. Otherwise, even then, even if he did spot it, I don't think he necessarily would have like decided to come back to base. He still needs to finish off. And we got the Archmage getting ready to put down another water elemental. Can we have another one, please? Or is he going to wait until he possibly gets level 5, which is a potential idea, but he's probably going to get a mana back so quickly that he'll be able to get another water elemental back by the time he gets level 5 anyway, because he's already at 50 mana here after building that water elemental. There's a lot of peasants here that could feed his experience. We're watching it jump up. Oh, he's going to hit it. And he also get mana for this level up as well. 142, yeah. That'll put him up to another water elemental, please. Any moment now. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, don't. But you can basically build another water elemental now. I say build, I mean summon, but you know what I mean. Come on. Where's that water elemental? There he is, look at him. Oh, what? It was 2 armor. It wasn't 975 health though, it's 900 health. That's a hell of a lot. 900 health. 41 to 49 damage. Just beast. Beastly. I think you can have 3 of those up at a time. There's water elementals everywhere in a human versus human. T-Boy sitting at 26 out of 24 food. Albert now 60 food. It's not looking so good for T-Boy. Oh dear. This is probably the part where T-Boy needs to leave. Because there's nothing you can do. But he's just trying to troll a little bit. Going for one last ditch attempt to surround maybe, but decides to change his mind and go for priest instead. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think anything he does is going to work. Is another storm bolt going to go off? I was hoping there'd be some sort of mana storm bolt. Storm bolt and run, baby. No. Tower's going to be picked off by Albert. It's a slight problem with playing random if you don't like one of the races that you might get. Orc is not admittedly my race, but I can try to play it if I want. But I don't want to play Orc. Albert now chasing down. He's going in the right direction. I do hope that T-Boy isn't going to try and build like farms somewhere, because he just needs to accept it. He's coming around here. I don't think there's much point. He doesn't have a goal or a point at this moment in time. He's just running around aimlessly, because what else can he do? Albert's just got to finish off the buildings and seal the deal. T-Boy with the manners. I like that one though. Any other race and you would have lost. Maybe. But that's not the case this game. He had human. You knew he had human, so there you go. Human versus human. That's how it's done apparently. I wouldn't know. Right, thank you for watching. This has been Woody. Please subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you later.